MAX4 Claims is a father-son duo that has helped countless contractors across the country in high-stakes situations that demand technical accuracy, detailed documentation, and strategic negotiation. If you're looking for a more precise and proven approach to commercial storm damage claims, this episode's for you. Hey Ray, what are you up to these days?
Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. I always look forward to hanging with you and spending time with you. Just busy getting on roofs all over the U.S. So it's kind of our lifestyle.
Yeah, you've been really traveling this year. And obviously, you're no stranger to the group. And for those, just tuning in but haven't joined as a member yet, Ray has just an incredible background. He's helped multiple contractors. Everybody says amazing things about him, Justin, Clay, the rest of his team. So, why don't you just start by introducing yourself? I was going to give it a go, but then right before you were saying some things that I had forgotten. And I mean, it's just so impressive. I don't want to mess it up.
Well, I told you before we got on camera, I hate talking about myself, but I'll introduce. I kind of got in the business as an independent adjuster back in 2008, end of 2008. So began to move kind of through the file ranks because I was pretty serious and intense about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to build my career. So they moved me into senior file examiner, then management with six major firms, insurance carriers. Worked for 32 insurance companies in a 10-year period. So kind of learned a lot of carrier guidelines, what they do, they don't pay for. So that has helped me once I jumped the fence as a contractor. It began to help me on how we could push maybe the envelope and get the companies to pay for things that they wouldn't normally pay for. So that's kind of our background. Then did some Deepwater Horizon. 2010 opened an office, one of 50 offices for Deepwater Horizon, the big BP oil spill, the largest natural disaster in U.S. history. So that's some of our background.
Yeah, well, and obviously the results talk for themselves, and we'll get into that, what you're doing, with contractors directly, specifically in the commercial field and building owners. But maybe we should just start with, what are contractors typically misunderstanding, or why do you think that they're, ignoring this opportunity or not, seeing just how big it could be for them?
Man, great question. We've drilled on the answer on that for years now. The probably the greatest hindrance for a contractor is they don't know what the insurance company guidelines are, what they will and what they won't pay for. So there's kind of that fear there of the unknown. They just don't know. And so we want to, from being inside the four walls of several major insurance companies, we want to bring that alongside of our contractors so there doesn't have to be a fear. Maybe we can be a bridge to help them with that, kind of dispel some of that fear that they have, to look at that as maybe a potential second income center over retail or with retail.
So what does it look when you're helping a new contractor either get in the game for the first time or maybe it didn't go so well for them in the past and so they're a little gun shy to go in again. What does that look like?
Jonathan, thanks for asking. I think one of the most important things, and you and I talked about this off camera, about relationship.
Mm.
We want to establish a relationship. It's not this, used to we could do deals with a handshake. So Justin and I and Clay, we've leaned into the idea, let's do some verbal handshaking. Let's begin to share with our contractors, hey, we're in this together. How can we combine forces and work for the building owner and encourage the insurance companies to pay appropriately what they're supposed to pay for? I hear this from contractors all the time, Jonathan. They'll say, well, the insurance company's supposed to pay for that. Well, yeah, in good faith,
Mm.
they're supposed to pay for that, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. So we try to help those contractors.
Yeah, and then when you move past that, they give the okay to go up on the roof. I mean, that's just the first step. So let's hear a little bit more about like your forensic based analysis and some of the things that you do to make sure everything's, prepped right.
Sure, sure, great. That's where I really enjoy the involvement. You know, the computer works one thing, with that's a part of it. But man, when I get on a roof or Justin's on the roof with me, we're together on the roofs. That's the fun part because now we get into, like you said, the forensic side of things. And the way we'll do that is I will begin to teach our contractors this is how the insurance company wants to see the roof marked up with chalk, with, whatever we're using. This is how they want to see it marked up. And when we start getting into the forensic side of things, we begin to use thermal imaging to see any kind of moisture under the roof surface into the substrate. What does the ISO look like? Some of the insulation. What's going on underneath that top covering? That's what insurance sometimes they don't understand, because you got to understand they don't build roofs.
Mhm.
They're not hands-on building roofs like our contractors are. And so we've got to educate the insurance company. This is really what it takes. This is no guesswork. This is actually what's underneath this top layer.
Yeah, yeah, that's important. And I know that you guys just go to the end of the world to make sure that they're set up well. And that was the thing that impressed me right away, multiple years ago when we first met. The resources you had on your website, how giving you are with the things that not just, position you as an expert, but someone can really use, like starting right away, even if they've never done any of this stuff before. And of course, you do on-site support and some other things for those that really want to get serious. I'm just curious if you could just share, like, what are some of your most popular resources or what do you love giving to contractors?
When our contractors can go to max4claims.com, when they go there, we have resources for them that we've created. Even maybe an attorney helped us put together some of the documents that we have. So it's a resource where they can actually download and use that, and we can coach them through this whole entire process. Because you and I talked about this off camera also, about success, helping each other be successful. And
Hmm.
that's what we've done over the years, is helped our contractors become successful. Because let's face it, if they're not successful, we're not. I always make the joke that we're pulling in we're when we're on a roof with an inspection, whether it's an adjuster or an engineer, it's Super Bowl for us. And I like to joke, we like to play the part of Tom Brady. We've got to win,
Hmm.
so we want to set our contractors up to win in the right way, in the right fashion.
And you do. I mean, like I said
Thank
at
you.
the very beginning,
Thank you.
everybody's just a big fan. I'm surprised you can even, keep up with all the referrals. I'm glad you, Justin Clay, are willing to, travel where you need to. And a lot of
Sure.
times it's very, time sensitive.
Yeah, it is. And we have fun with that because Justin is a CFO and does different things in our company, and kind of keeps me on the straight and narrow. And so when he's planning and when he's doing all of these scheduling himself or scheduling me on a roof somewhere in the US, he leaves the calendar open a little bit so we have some room to play with. When we have a contractor that says, "Hey, we just had a roof." Had one the other day. The contractor said, "Hey, this 180-foot long roof, the rubber roof rolled up to the other end of the roof from wind." So he said, "Can you help me? It's raining." So that's one of those scenarios where we need to be on the roof and we need to be there quickly. So we try to be very, when we're dealing with our contractors, be very aware of their particular scenarios and see if we can help at that time.
Sure. Well, as you know, seeing some of the other webinars, I like to keep these short so people actually
Sure.
watch, but they can always reach out, do Q&A. Maybe in just closing, what are some pieces of advice you'd give to the contractors that are listening in today, or even the building owners?
Okay. Well, one of the things I love to say, whether I'm on the stage or on the roof, is that the burden of proof is on you, the contractor. Always remember that. The insurance company, when they come out and they say denied, they feel like they've done their job. Well, that's a beginning for us for MAX4 claims. That's where everything begins. It's not the end. It's the start of where we go through the process. They may say denied, but let's come alongside of you and let's see if we can go past that point to an approval. That's one of the greatest emails, Jonathan, that I get to send out or Justin sends out when we say, hey, you just got an estimate approved for $980,000 on this roof. Congrats. Well, we helped them get there, but man, I like for them to feel like they've invested and we've come alongside of them and saw that approval through.
Well, that's fantastic. And, thanks so much for joining me here today. Obviously, we've done this before, within our closed group, and there's just so many different ways that we could, go from here. But again, I would just highly recommend everybody to reach out to Ray and his team. You have the website right below his face there. Easy reference. You can also click on it in the notes. But yeah, just thanks again, Ray, for being part of this and helping our contractors be more successful.
Jonathan, thank you so much. I'm honored that MAX4 could be on with you this morning. Thank you, brother.